So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the next segment in our webinar series. So today we're talking about manufacturing in the next normal. So first, like I was saying, everyone is muted and automatically. So just use the Q&A function there in the bottom of your screen. We'll monitor that. We'll bring your questions forward. We'll answer those. Some of the questions we'll bring forward with the speakers as well, and some of them we'll just answer via the chat function there. My name is Stephanie Drago, and I've been here in this industry for 9 years, working e-commerce and marketing, all things digital for 20 years. So I'm really excited to be with you all today, just sharing pro tips and ideas from our experts in manufacturing. So we're going to get to know you first. So I am going to put up on here a little poll so that you guys can tell us what kinds of clients that you're seeing in manufacturing, and that'll help us kind of cater our conversation with you here today as well. Go ahead and fill that out. And while we hear from you, I'll introduce each of our speakers. So Chris Arias, you've been with Navitor for 3 years now, and you're known as the Lander. So tell us more about that, Chris.
Yeah, so the Lander is just a term a customer of mine pinged. All I do, as a sales rep is, I listen to whatever it is that the customer needs. And I want to always make sure that you're getting, the best product for whatever the solution is that you're looking for. So my best practice that I try to incorporate into my workflow is, just bringing in subject matter experts. That way we can offer at least good, better, best solutions. So you have something to take with you. In case the customer says, I really like this, I'd like to up the quantity, or I think it's a little bit too much. Can we have something less? That way you have something to give your customer immediately instead of having to go back and forth and wait on delay. So thus the Lander, Chris Arias.
Thanks, Chris. And Ash Engebretson, you're a specialist in print for all things tiny. So how are you doing, Ash?
I am good. It's a great day. I am going to be your label expert because everybody knows that labels and decals are one of those really interesting ones that you're not really sure how to approach. So I'm here to be the brains of the operation so you don't really have to be, and you can leave all the sticky situations to me.
I love that. Thanks, Ash. We're glad to have you. And Mark Kroll, you've been with Navitor for 14 years. You're a COVID print specialist, right, Mark?
That's right. Been with 14 years with Navitor in various different roles. And with all those experiences, I've been told I'm kind of the company's Swiss Army knife. Whatever the problem may be, you pull out Mark and he'll figure it out and get it moving. So excited to be here today.
Distributors really count on that. So thanks, Mark. All right, so let's share some of these results. It looks like the auto industry is our top one there, and over 50% of the attendees are from auto. So I think that's really interesting to see. The next one, it looks like other. So I can't blame you. When you look at manufacturing, it's hard to even know if someone's, if your customer or potential customer is making parts using steel for the auto industry, is it for auto or is it in steel, right? It can be kind of hard to even answer these kinds of questions. So put in the chat if you're seeing manufacturers in your area, if they're working with more of the raw materials, assembly maybe, or final output. It'd be interesting to see that there too. All right, manufacturing is definitely hit by a lot of globalization and automation. So I think, it'll be interesting to hear more from you as we go through this too, because it's an industry that's had a lot of twists and turns over the last decade. So now that we know each other, let's get going. Last week we shared lots of stories about distributors getting in front of clients and pitching ideas and how those ideas turn into programs. Yeah, we did receive a critique, and the critique was that it's sure helpful if you already have the customer, but what about new customers and prospects? How can we do better there? So today we're going to talk to both angles, the prospect and the current customer. Mm-hmm. Be able to learn more about how to build confidence with employees in manufacturing, and then manufacturers also have to maintain safety in that workplace, and those are intertwined there. So we'll talk through each of these with you today. All right, so as we go through the product recommendations and success stories, we're gonna again talk candidly about the process. So you'll hear, from our side, the ups and downs that we experienced in the sales process. give you concrete ways to start. I think that's really important.
Yes.
So your cell phones, shut down distractions, and use that Q&A feature and focus on your next steps about growing your businesses with manufacturing. So Chris, I wanted to go to you here. You had some interesting clients who serve some manufacturers. So let's start with you for some industry tips.
Tips. That seems to be something a lot of people are looking for. And I'll tell you right now, specifically within manufacturing, facilities are an integral part of the United States supply chain. They're important. And what's good to know is that the CDC advises that all manufacturing facilities should develop plans for continuing operations in this setting of COVID-19. So with that in mind, it's good to understand the steps both OSHA and FEMA are taking for preventative measure. It's also mandatory that manufacturers implement these practices. And I think that's important for us to know, just to align what we're selling and our solutions with what the industry looks like. For instance, as more states adopt additional mitigation measure, manufacturers are referring to you for guidance to help plan what the next normal or what normal operations should look like. For example, businesses that intend to reopen must implement a preparedness plan, covering how the company or companies will keep sick employees at home or promote working from home, and even enforce social distancing and support hygiene. To emphasize how the company is exercising this practice, they are relying on print. And that's exactly where we come in as your trade-only printer. As we have changed our manufacturing of our products here at Navitor by offering new solutions, such as partitions and face masks, so have many other manufacturers across the continental U.S. As a manufacturer here at Navitor, we had to rethink the day-to-day activities due to the nature of how COVID can spread. Even with social distancing practices, Corona has the ability to fly airborne and move in even further distances because of the angles of our ducts within our industrial facility. So how can we protect our employees that are in a production location? Or how can we break the habits we have built into our daily lives of touching things to reinforce this new norm by keeping our employees from going back to how we used to do things? And I think those are both really big questions that we need to consider. Whether it's a repositionable floor decal or a poster or even a partition, manufacturers are looking for tips. And I work with a large appliance manufacturer that was looking for some of these solutions and tips and guidance to help with these solutions within their facility. I'll touch on that a little bit later, but during the remainder of this webinar, we're going to call out many categories and solutions so you can have confidence as you rely on these business industry tips as well as our product solutions.
I think it's really interesting, Chris, how many manufacturers have had to dramatically change their operations, just like you were saying. I mean, almost night and day. And we've heard about most, like with meat and poultry, right? I mean, that's been on the news a lot of how much they've had to change or shut down until they could, radically change the way they have their setup. And it's difficult. It's really difficult.
Absolutely. In this slide here, there's links, and I would encourage, everyone that's on this to take a deep dive into the guidance that OSHA and FEMA are putting out there. This is constantly changing. And at Navitor, we're following it as well. So we're doing everything we can to align ourselves with what the industry is doing to help you out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of understanding it and being ready to understand what your distributors and their customers are, what they're going through, right?
Yes.
So Ash, let's talk about then building confidence, so that resiliency in manufacturing that we've seen not just through COVID, but over the past couple of decades. So let's pass it over to you, Ash.
Of course. So we all know that everything is really strange right now, and things are changing every single day by the minute. I mean, you get one thing put in place and then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, they're changing it again. So when it comes to being in the manufacturing, you know that when you go out to a production floor, it's very close, very quick paced. A lot of people are touching the same products. There's a lot of people talking really close together. So how do you go about coming in and making your employees feel comfortable? Well, they know that they have to be next to someone else. So things are getting moved around, and the best way to go about that is pushing the big signs and banners and floor decals, pushing those and being able to have all of them stating that this is what we're doing. This product or machine has been moved across the building, or this one has been pushed over here. Or if you're coming up to talk to someone, because we know that out in production, some people have to talk to each other a lot and face to face. So it comes down to maybe they're not comfortable being only 6 feet away. Maybe they want you a little bit further. So when you come up, maybe you need a decal, a big decal that you can stick on the outside of their desk that says, please wear a mask. Please maybe stand a little bit further away, stuff like that. There's definitely different ways of going about it and making sure that all these different items that we have to offer are out there to be able to make your employees and your clients feel comfortable in the new type of workspace that we have, especially for exterior signage, that you want that to be, when you're coming in new doors, maybe everything has been changed to just one entrance and you're not able to go in all the other separate doors. So having a big sign that says, please enter this door, please wear a mask, please wait until you have instructions. I know that we have a client that is working in the health field that when you come up to their entrance to come into their clinic, it says, please wait for further instructions before entering the building. And that's becoming way more common throughout all of the types of production and all of the businesses that we have going on around here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all know that when you're coming back in, a lot of people have maybe been temporarily laid off, or people have been put on leave for a little bit, or even people that maybe have been out sick, that you come in and all of the policies and everything has been updated daily. So to be able to help all of that stuff stay together, nobody wants just a bunch of random pieces of paper flying around or brochures. It makes everything very hard to keep track. So the best way to go about that is we want to put maybe everything in a folder and be able to have the brochures in there, or maybe they have HR has new forms that you have to fill out, and being able to be kept updated on all the policies and the new health and safety and security that you'll be going about. There's all things this is all stuff that we're able to help you with. There's new forms, there's new brochures that give you the different policies. There's a ton of different items that we are able to assist you with to be able to pass along the new procedures, the new safety and guidelines that your customers are offering to their employees or the clients that are coming into their businesses. And of course, we have a million stories of things to help you, but this has to be one of our favorites for our microsites. Is we have a bunch of clients that come through, and maybe with everything changing daily, they need more consistent color for everything. And they have brochures or signage. Well, when you set up a microsite with us, you're able to go in, have set up templates, and then with everything changing, all you need to do is go in, pick the template you're looking for, and add the new information. It makes everything a lot easier instead of having to come through and not really knowing what to do or having to reset everything, because we all know that gets frustrating. And especially with everything changing, we're becoming a little more fast paced. You need to get stuff out. You need to get that information to your companies. So we really push that maybe doing microsites is the best way right now, and being able to get that consistent change and everything to push out the new products that you have for your customers and your employees.
Yeah, thanks, Ash. I think that's really helpful. And talking with us about technology options and integrations and all that kind of stuff, it always sounds a little intimidating, but it's a lot easier once we just talk you through the process. We hold your hand the whole way through. So let's start getting into maintaining safety. So What we'll do on this one is let's just kind of start a little poll here of just what your customers are exploring. So you might already have manufacturers, but you might, let me get this started, here you go. And you might be thinking of exploring them with new manufacturers. So, or new customers, I should say. So fill in these, just see like what your go-to products are then that you see manufacturing as needing. Yeah, social distancing. Yep, I'm thinking that social distancing and signage will be the more popular ones. So I'll get those launched, or I'll get those published here. And then Chris, let me pass this over to you.
Okay. Those are some good results. Signage looks to be the top one. Social distancing, easy second. Labels, third. I don't think any of this is surprising by any means, due to the nature of what our normal looks like. These seem to be hot products, even on our end. And I genuinely love a good case study, as they not only reflect what you and I have done, but also what more you can provide for your customer. And with that in mind, I think that, this slide or these next few slides are going to be good discussion points that you can have with your customers as maintaining safety. Now, I know many of you are wanting to ask, but Chris, what verticals does Navitor have to offer? Well, Kevin, I have a solution for you. A great way to build confidence is to welcome employees back to the next normal with a clean and safe environment. That's something I've heard echoed, across the board. Everyone I speak to, they're looking for ways to enforce that. This is absolutely one thing manufacturers are keeping in mind. As I stated earlier, a customer of mine works with a large appliance manufacturing company that produces everything from washers and dryers and refrigerators and even dishwashers. In a meeting we had back in May, they had called out the safety and well-being of their employees. And to ensure this, Navitor produced interior signage. Some specific products to keep in mind is our full color banners, plastic signs, decals, and even acrylic partition. So full color banners. These are a great way to capture attention as they promote resilience and communicate important employee information. Because they are full color, it makes them easy to personalize with photos and messaging, logos, and safety updates. And due to its size, they are flexible and easily hung in almost any large flat surface. Even the second category, plastic signs, is a key product to utilize that has tremendous flexibility. Similar to the welcome back image, our A-frame is an easy product that is so versatile it's not even funny. A freestanding A-frame is an ideal way to guide employees and attendees throughout the facility. And due to its lightweight, 100% polyethylene plastic, almost anyone can fold it and move it, which is why it's perfect for any location that is constantly in motion. Perfect. Social distancing. According to BBC, in a 24-hour period, we are physically looking down almost 45% of our day. I thought that was an interesting statistic. In some cases, even more. With that statistic in mind, this is why decals are the best way to communicate expectations and safety practices clearly and professionally before employees, customers, and even us as the vendor enters any building by utilizing both floor and wall decals. You can designate doors for employee entrance and exit only signs. You can post requirements for temperature checks and face masks and what to do if you are experiencing symptoms. Another great product is ground stencil floor decals, which can be used for both short-term and long-term use. By using decals, you can help employees stay healthy and safe by limiting contact in the workplace and enforcing social distancing. And on this last slide, acrylic partitions is a fantastic way to provide separation between close proximities in a workplace. You can ensure your customers that have a simple achoo, right, will not break the barrier between them and yourselves. And due to the nature of the acrylic substrate, we have the ability to slot or bend the bottom and even create custom sizes. Partitions are also an easy product to maintain and keep clean by sanitizing its flat surface. What? I think that's a pretty cool fact. It's a unique appliance, but a great solution for many work locations.
All right.
Stephanie, take it away.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Now we did get a few questions out here, and since we were talking about those decals, Chris, I think let's bring this one up. So Chrissy has a question: do the labels adhere to sidewalk cement? I think labels we could answer one for decals and one for labels. So Chris, you want to answer for the decals?
Absolutely. We do have a repositionable floor decal that's meant to adhere to hard surfaces. Of course, they're not meant to last a long time, due to its, the nature of weather. It's going to weather. But we do have a long-term solution for sidewalks and even concrete, even construction sites. We have safety labels that we do through our specialty products line.
Yep. And the labels themselves, Ash, do you have any different answers for that?
Yes, we have a very durable, it's called our tire adhesive. So it is meant to last and be stuck pretty much forever. Once it gets stuck down, it's going to stay for a very long time, and it's going to be pretty hard to get off, but it's very good for cement or concrete, anything like that. That's one of the really good ones that we do have right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, they're also textured, which is nice to know, for any flat surface that you're going to have some kind of texture on it to keep you from slipping. So that's a good call out.
Right. That's a good call out. We had some follow-up questions here. I'll bring out one of them. Was commercial carpet, and I believe the answer there is yes as well, right, Chris?
Yes. So we would recommend the same decal. We use it on textured walls, popcorn walls. I'm sure you've seen that texture that they use with the spray for drywall, concrete, carpet. Really, any type of crazy surface, it's going to be a good solution for.
Cool. All right. So thanks, guys, and thanks for all the questions. Keep them coming through. We'll bring the ones that are thinking apply to the most folks up and during this webinar. So I want to transition to speeding up the ordering process. So we promised to talk a lot about today, not just reaching current customers and expanding, but reaching new prospects. And so speeding up that ordering process is really important. So, here with Navitor, we're really in that performance improvement business because we have scale and purchasing power. And that's really the benefit of working with a single supplier like that. And so by doing that, what distributors will talk about is it helps round out their offering, and it also helps use their time for selling instead of sort of the administrative problem. So Mark, you had some really good ideas for how to spend less time on this overhead and more time selling. So I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, what we've created at Navitor, and many of you are familiar with, and if you're not, you should get really familiar with, is our Navitor.com website. And again, what it does is it allows you to speed up exactly what Stephanie is talking about, that ordering process. You may not have to send emails back and forth to a customer service rep and touch a lot of things manually. So again, what we've done is to start with that website is we have an online pricing calculator, and I'll jump into the site here in just a second and actually walk through a demo of actually how to place specifically what Chris was talking about, some of those repositionable floor decals. So with that, again, we have the online pricing calculator again. So basically it's going to give you an instant quote on whatever product you may look for. And again, it's very easy to do with just a set of drop downs, really simple questions. What do you want? What are you looking for? Your substrate, your quantity, and it's all real time right in front of you. And we give you some different tip, again, like a pro tip on our website. And some of you may know this, but again, you could turn on your wholesale pricing, or if you want to show the list pricing, if you may have a client or a new client in the office with you, and you want to show the retails, you can go ahead and pop back and forth between those. But with a little bit more information here, I think it'll be easier for me to pull up the website and kind of get moving from there. So hopefully everything works here. So are we all seeing my Navitor.com now?
Yes.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so when you log into the Navitor.com site, you're going to probably see a little bit different of a screen, but again, you can get to this home screen right by clicking on the Navitor, the Power of Us icon, And again, on this home screen, there's all kinds of information, everything from sales materials that we have built for you that you can utilize, whether you want to brand it or unbranded. We have that. You need sample packs. It's click right here and get started on ordering your sample packs. All of our different product solutions are listed real easily down the left-hand side of the website. And like I had talked about before, we have this wonderful online pricing calculator. Again, so what you're going through is you're just picking what product you're looking for, and then it's going to ask you some other different questions in a drop-down form. And as you change different information, your pricing and whatnot will change as well. And again, it's a great way of having that instant information, because you might be looking for a good, better, and best situation. And so depending on the stock you choose or the finish you're doing, your prices are going to change. But if your client wants to stick within a budget, it's going to tell you right now what that price is going to look like for you. So what we wanted to talk about and kind of go through, we've been having clients actually ask for, we've talked about before in previous presentations, how we have pre-designed templates for you to use, and speeding up that process, especially for the social distancing and some of the different products related to COVID directly. Now, in order to get to those COVID products, what you can click on or get to these templates is you'll click right here on COVID-19 products. And that's going to open up another page here that's going to list all the different products that we've done. Again, like we've had to pivot as well. We've talked about how we've changed our manufacturing. We're now making face masks. We're making the ear savers. There's the partitions, all products that we had never produced,
Right.
But again, we knew that you were going to need different tools to make it through this, through these times. So again, we were talking about that stay 6 feet apart, and we're talking about the different items in the products that kind of pass that message along. So within here, it stays 6 feet apart. We have custom printed posters, and we have some decals. And down here, you see a little link that says view available pre-designed templates. And what you want to do there is you want to click on templates. What this is going to do is it's going to bring you to a Google Drive that has a whole bunch of different files that you are going to be able to download. Work with me here. There we go. So again, it has all of these different products, different designs, different colors. You can download these, which I will do here, and I'll actually walk through placing that order. And then also you can download these, and if you have a graphic artist on staff, or if you have InDesign or some of those programs, you can take these files and you can personalize them, alter them, change them, and then go ahead and update. So what I'll start with here is I'll just grab, thank you for practicing. We'll go with a 24 by 36 decal. So I just have to go here, click download. And while it's downloading, I'm going to go back to my ordering page. So again, when I talked about before that we have that online pricing calculator, you can go a couple different routes. You can click on the decals, it'll open it up. But otherwise, what we want to do is we go down to decals under products, hit go. We're going to go to full color, repositionable full order decals. We're then going to go and select the sizing you need. Again, there's multiple here. Horizontal, we're going to stick with horizontal. We have the stock. In this case, there's only one stock that we have. And then again, right here, you enter your quantity. And as I want to show you here, I put in 5. That price instantly jumps to what it's going to be. And again, we also have estimated shipping where you can click here and you can go from there. Again, we'll continue on with the order. So we're at $120.30. And now I need to configure it. I actually need to make this product. So using that template that I had downloaded, we're going to upload it into our template here. And actually what's really nice about the artwork gallery, if you're working on other projects, it's going to show your artwork in here, and it's going to continue to save that. So you don't constantly have to download it or go look for that file. You can use it over and over and over again. Now these are signs that I had done previously, but again, we want to go to that 24 by 36. So now I'm going to go to browse, go into my decal. So right here's my decal that I downloaded, 24 by 36. I'm going to hit upload. And what it's going to do is it's automatically going to pop itself right into that template. I don't need to do anything. Look, Mom, no hands, right? So it's very, very easy to do. And again, now within this, just a note that you can't alter it when it's in this state. So right now, it is what you see is what you get. It's a WYSIWYG. But again, like I mentioned before, you can download this and you can alter it within your own program on your own computer. Resave it, and then you can upload it just the same. And what's really nice about this is that we are now going to go ahead and approve it. We're going to go ahead and hit next. And what it's going to come up to next is your proofing screen. Well, one, it's going to say, are you sure you want to order it? And then two, it allows you to get to your proof. So you can view the PDF proof right there on your screen, or you can email the PDF proof. So you can email it to yourself, or you can email it to your clients directly. And again, it's not branded with Navitor. So again, it looks like it's coming from yourself. So again, once I hit next, and now it's going to give me a summary of that information. And then you can go ahead and actually place your order. And what's really awesome with most of these products that go through this process is they're web to print. So they're going to leave this site and they're going to be going straight to production, which is awesome because one, it improves your turn times and control of those orders. Now you can always call our customer service department to check on the order, to update the order, you know, those sort of things. And again, there's different tools within the website. We just don't have time today to go through that. But again, so I have all of my information, my shipping price. You can drop in a drop ship if you want, change your different shipping methods. Again, we try to make it as easy as possible. Again, so you'd be able to place those orders and get back out to selling and working with your clients and not spending so much time with the details. Let us take care of that. So again, submit order, and that order is submitted and it's on its way to production, but I won't want to do that right now. But again, like I said, we just wanted to kind of cover what Navitor.com and the power and the tools that it has within it. To speed up that ordering process. So Stephanie, do we have any more questions, and we can throw it back to you?
I'm not seeing any questions here about this. So thanks, Mark. That looked really good. And I think it's just helpful to see how that really works going through this. Sometimes it can be a little intimidating, or maybe it sounds easy, but it's not really that easy. So seeing it just makes it real. So thanks for doing that. So yeah, I think this looks really good. So let's, that's all the time we really have for today. We'll be on the lookout for more information on our webinar series. So we'll come out with more and more here. Next week is a twist. We're gonna dive a little deeper into specific products and show options between the disposable, more budget solutions versus the more durable solutions. So you'll see about floor decals, menus, that kind of a thing. So it won't be specific to an industry, lots of different solutions there. So that'll be really interesting. And the other thing is, like, we really do know that you're spread thin. And like what Mark was going through is getting your hands on marketing materials, templates, all of that kind of stuff to keep your process going quick so that you can keep focusing on selling. So thank you very much for joining us today. We really appreciate your feedback. There's going to be a survey when you log off the webinar. Please answer that. That really does help direct future webinars and give us good feedback there. So thank you everyone on the panel for your experience today. We really appreciate coming forward with the stories on how to reach current customers and new prospects. And then thank you also to the folks on the call for your time and engagement. So here at Navitor, we innovate, you sell, and that's the winning combination. We're excited to see you today. We'll talk to you again next week. Thanks again.